I'm making a rustic frame in this project. The boards I'm using here are all reclaimed cedar fence pickets. The first thing I like to do is cut the frame boards down to a more manageable size. I like to go about 6 to 7 inches longer than the size of the sign itself. So for example, if the sides of the sign are all 20 inches, then I'll cut the frame boards down to about 26-27 inches to give me a little extra length to work with later when I trim the frame boards down to their final size. That's what I like to do to play it safe, you know, to take some safety precautions, or safety measures as they say in the country. Next I'll glue 2 boards together to give the frame piece some extra thickness. So that means I use 8 boards per frame that I built. I add a good amount of wood glue and then brad nails for added strength if I'm in a hurry and don't have a lot of time to wait for the glue to dry. You can skip the nails and just add clamps to the boards and wait for the glue to set up if you like. Next I'll rip all the frame boards down to the same width. I like a width of about 2 inches because it makes a nice beefy frame. I'll rip one side down on the table saw, slide the fence over, and then rip the other side down so all the frame pieces end up at a width of 2 inches. After this, I'll turn the frame pieces onto their sides, place them to where the show side will ride up against the fence, and then cut each frame piece down to the same thickness. For this frame, I went with a thickness of 1 inch. Next I'll make the outer edge of the frame. This is sort of like the frame's edge banding. I'll take 4 more boards and place the old weathered edge against the fence and rip them down to 1 1/4 inches. This way the frame's edge sticks out from the rest of the frame. Then I'll add glue to the edge of the frame pieces and carefully nail on the edge banding, making sure it's all flush at the back. Now, I like to cut a groove into the inside edge of the frame for the sign to insert into. I think this not only adds some strength to the overall frame system, but can also hide any unevenness of the plywood or the inevitable tear out a dull blade leaves behind. I'll carefully position the fence so that the groove is cut into the middle of the frame pieces, leaving me with about 1/4 inch of frame material at the front and at the back of the sign. I'll also set the height of the table saw blade to 1/2 inch, and then I'll make a pass with each of the frame pieces, slide the fence over, and then run each of the frame pieces through the saw again, repeating these steps until I get the groove completely cut out. The sign is actually a wedding gift for a friend, and I use the same technique I've been using for years now to make signs. I print out a message and then trace it out over a sheet of carbon transfer paper. After this, I use a combination of ultrafine and fine point Sharpie markers for the lettering. I have a few other videos on my channel where I use the same technique to make custom signs, so feel free to give those videos a gander free of charge. And here you can see how the sign inserts into the frame piece. Next, I cut a 45-degree miter on one side of each of the frame pieces to get started. Then I slide a frame piece onto the side and tightly up against another frame piece. Then I mark a line so I know where to make the next cut. Then I make a series of cuts, sliding the frame piece over slightly each time until I get the perfect cut. Again, you can always take off more material if needed, but you can't put it back on if you cut off too much. And I like to dry fit everything together to make sure I'm happy with how it looks. This gives me an opportunity to make any adjustments if necessary. Then it's time to put it all together. You can add glue to all 4 of the frame pieces if you'd like, but I didn't think it was necessary for this sign, so I only added it to 2 of the sides. I made sure to apply glue to the miter cuts as well as the inside of the groove, and then added brad nails on each side of each corner. And then I repeated the process for the other side. I added glue to the joints and inside the groove. Then I added clamps to hold the frame tightly together. And then finally nailed it together with 2 nails on each side of each of the corners. And here's the final product. I hope you found this video helpful and maybe found some inspiration to make your very own rustic frame. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe. It really helps me out a lot. Thanks for watching. I really do appreciate it. And until I catch you on the next one, please take care and stay safe. Goodbye. Hi, my name is Jordan from JL Wood Artistries. Thank you so much for tuning in, watching this video. I really do appreciate it. This was a wedding gift, like I said earlier, for a friend of mine. They got married a while ago, but you know, if you're able to make a gift, I feel like it just goes that extra mile. So even though it was a bit late, hopefully making a custom gift for them kind of makes up for that time delay. So if not, I apologize, but I still wish you the best of luck. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, learned something, and maybe got some inspiration to make your very own rustic frame out of fence pickets. And until I catch you on the next one, thanks so much for watching. I do appreciate it, and I'll catch you later. Bye. Which is usually my battle with plywood every single time I use it. Every time. Every single time I use it. Every time. Every single time I use it. Plywood. Tear up. Every time. It happens. Every single time.